Hello, and welcome to Montgomery Arts Infusion, your video guide to Montgomery County's visual and performing arts. I'm your host, Michael Bobbitt. We are coming to you from the busy corner of Georgia and Burlington Avenues in Silver Spring, the home of Montgomery College's Cultural Arts Center, a popular and diverse gathering place for the entire county. More about this wonderful center in a few moments. Today's show is all about our local music scene and the musicians who make up the bands we most often hear at local venues. Coming up, we'll take you behind the scenes with a band as they record an original song for a Tacoma Park radio station. Also, you'll meet a family whose music is the bond that draws them together and keeps them together. Then we'll meet a local man who was one of our county's original rockers. He's played with such luminaries as Chuck Berry and Jerry Lee Lewis, and much more. We continue our musical journey with a band that has been entertaining audiences with American roots music for 27 years, and they're still bringing audiences to their feet today. Our reporter, Phyllis Armstrong, caught up with these local music veterans as they recorded a new song for a community radio station in Tacoma Park.
WOWD FM 94.3.
This song, composed by Ruthie and the Wranglers, captures the music scene in Tacoma Park.
This whole neighborhood is very alive. There's the radio station and the recording studio. There's my house, and there's a gazillion other musicians in Montgomery County, including here in Tacoma Park.
Thousands of people have heard Ruthie and the Wranglers perform in Tacoma Park and throughout the D.C. area. Ruthie Logston, Bill Starks, and Greg Harden all grew up attending public schools and colleges in Montgomery County.
There's different generations now that come out, and it's fantastic. I love being in this area.
With Andy Rutherford on guitar and Tom Friedrich on drums, the band plays a unique blend of country, rockabilly, blues, pop, and rock.
It's the music we grew up with. We just are recreating it our own way.
Collaboration is a cornerstone of the band members' recordings and performances, and it's one of the things they appreciate most about creating music together.
We can kind of read each other's minds and know where the other one's going.
If it brings me joy, I want to do it, and this is probably the thing that brings me the most joy.
I need to practice the interval between this part and...
Ruthie and her band members find joy playing at the outdoor venues, clubs, restaurants, and dives that feature live music in the county and give musicians outlets for sharing their talents.
That's one good thing about Maryland is you can stretch out, and bands can stretch out and go to different towns and not go too far, and there's still plenty of venues to play. It's really a lot to offer.
The band is also happy to offer listeners an upbeat tune celebrating WOWD FM's first anniversary.
Cajun, bluegrass, jazz, and bop. Rock until you drop.
And recorded at Charlie Pilser's Airstream Studio in Tacoma Park.
It's nice to finally have a radio station to call home. That's sort of the heartbeat of Tacoma. I'm happy with that.
That one.
Are you guys happy with that?
Nailed it.
Phyllis Armstrong in Tacoma Park for Montgomery Arts Infusion.
Ruthie and the Wranglers have racked up 30 awards from the Washington Area Music Association, the Whammies, including Album of the Year, Song of the Year, and Artist of the Year. There are bound to be more to come. This time of year, summer concerts can be family affairs in more ways than one. In our next segment, Susan Kenedy introduces us to a family band with roots in Bethesda. Their music is much like their family. It crosses generations.
It's a family affair in more ways than one at the GAITHERSBURG Concert Pavilion, where folks are rocking out at one of the city's free summer concerts. The Sidleys have brought their unique sound and powerful vocals to the stage for this local crowd looking for some entertainment.
The Sidleys are a family band. It's my husband, Steve, and Colin, our middle son, on bass, myself on guitar, Ian Sidley on keyboard, and Sean Sidley on drums.
When not on stage, the Sidleys live in Bethesda, where they practice their original songs, indie rock, soul, and some covers.
Yeah, give me a little bit what she's got game-wise.
Steve and Annie Sidley have been in the music business for close to 3 decades as solo artists, as well as backup for various other artists. The family started playing together 3 years ago and just released their first album.
They just released a CD. They've got it up front, so you can come and get it from them after the show. And, oh, we already have somebody with it.
The Love You Make, a dream come true for Annie Sidley.
I love it. I love it. There's times where, he has a lot of effects on his bass, and there's times when he just does a solo and it's just out of this world. And I think to myself, oh my God, when he goes away to college in a year, I'm just going to be so sad. I'm going to miss those solos. I'm going to miss the way these boys play together and what they add. And it's just such a tight act.
The album is about love, family, successes, and challenges. It was written by the Sidleys and recorded in their Montgomery County home, where Annie Sidley says the mood is mostly harmonious. The Sidleys have played well-known venues throughout this region like the Fillmore, Hamilton Live, and the Barns at Wolf Trap. But in finding success, Annie Sidley says she's learned through the years that it starts with nurturing local fans.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Thank you for coming out. And that was wonderful advice, because ever since we've focused on our neighborhood, so to speak, we've started to get quite a following.
The Sidleys plan on remaining a family band as long as possible, but Annie and Steve know that could change. Each of the boys is working on their own projects. That's why this time together is precious. And a song on this latest album is a testament to their bond. It's called Unbroken.
And it's really about being in your special place and at a very perfect moment. And I feel like this moment in time with all of our boys and the age they are before they have, wives or kids or anything else, I feel like this is kind of like our perfect moment together. And so the song is very special to us.
Reporting from Gaithersburg, I'm Susan Kenedy for Montgomery Arts and Fusion.
Thanks, Susan. I'm center stage in Theater 1 at the Montgomery College Cultural Arts Center. Country, jazz, blues, rock. The wide diversity of our local bands guarantees that there is something for everyone. And that's just in music. Here's a list of some upcoming events that reach across genres.
Explore the creative voices and cultural happenings all around you. CultureSpotMC.com is your online destination for original stories, discount tickets, and local events in Montgomery County. Here's a sneak peek of what you can discover today at CultureSpotMC.com. Experience something extraordinary at CultureSpotMC.com.
Next, we'll reminisce about a time when the blues, boogie woogie, and rock and roll ruled the radio waves. Reporter Crystal Park has the story of a local musician who counts Chuck Berry, Pine Top Perkins, and Percy Sledge as friends and mentors.
At first glance, you may think you've stepped back into the 1940s. The dance is swing, and the music is a little bit rock and roll, a little bit jazz, and a little bit boogie woogie. Musician Daryl Davis and his band are providing the soundtrack. Davis, who lives in Silver Spring, has traveled all over the U.S. and the world playing his favorite type of music, 50s rock and roll. He first got into music because of Elvis Presley and Chuck Berry.
And what I admired so much about these guys was the fact that they had made millions upon millions of people all over the world happy with their music. Before Chuck Berry, there was no rock and roll. He invented rock and roll. So what was he listening to? What were these people listening to come up with this groove? You discovered the blues, boogie woogie, old-timey country music. They had taken this and assimilated it and created rock and roll. So I went back, I listened to Muddy Waters, B.B. King, T-Bone Walker, all these old blues people, and learned to play the blues.
After graduating from Howard University with a music degree, Davis found himself playing alongside some of his musical idols like B.B. King, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Chuck Berry. Although it is a job for Davis, he acknowledges it's a dream job that most people don't get a chance to do.
I love my job, because I've had people ask me, what do you do? I said, well, I'm a musician. No. What do you do for work? I'm a musician.
As a recording artist, Davis was the featured pianist on a Grammy-nominated album. He's also recorded 3 of his own albums. In addition to music, Davis has a love for acting. He's appeared in several local theater productions and has even held roles in the HBO series The Wire. But it's his love of music that first got him in this business, and almost 40 years later, Davis says it warms his heart to be able to do what his musical idols did. In Glen Echo, I'm Crystal Park from Montgomery Arts Infusion.
All summer long, vocalists and bands serenade residents at venues throughout the county, and audiences of all ages respond with enthusiasm. Videographer Bob Rutledge captured spectators one recent Friday night at Rio's Patio in Rockville's Town Square, as county patrons showed appreciation for the music they heard.
Every time that I think what she done to me, she a dive little girl, look out to be free. So I let her go out into the world, and now she on her own, just a dive little girl. Come out at night all alone, doesn't come home with the early dawn.
That's it for this episode of Montgomery Arts Infusion, featuring the county's local bands of summer. Thanks for joining us. There's more to come on the next MAI. Until then, be well and be creative.